Hey guys, welcome back to another video. It has been a while since I posted my last video, but here we are again with yet another alternate model. This time it's for the EC500 hybrid excavator. You can see the box here in the back. I turned it into this Liebherr PR776 dozer. It's one of the largest mining dozers in the world, and I managed to give it more functions than the original excavator. So in my opinion, it's a better model than the original, which wasn't really well received in the community in general. So the first function I want to talk about is the driving. If I just flip this switch here, it starts driving forward. If I flip it back, it drives backwards. But if I tip the dozer over, you can see there's another switch here on both sides. This one can engage or disengage the track on each side. So this, when it points backwards, it's engaged. When it's in the middle, it's disengaged. So if I turn it on now, the dozer turns. I can of course turn the other side off as well, and we can turn to the other side. Like this, you can steer the model and drive it around. So now there's 4 more functions left. If you move this, if you move these into neutral, you can turn the motor on without the model driving. Then you can move this one here to move the blade. You can see it going down. As you can see, it can push up the entire model. Now that we're talking about the front blades, I want to mention that the tilt is also adjustable, but manually. On both sides you have this pin that you can pull out and then adjust in which of the holes of this lift arm it's in. So I can tilt it. If I pull it out on the other side as well, I can tilt it forwards. I can tilt it forwards like this, or all the way back. So that's the manual function, but I thought it was fun to include, but not worth the motorization. This is the neutral for this switch. So if I put it like this again, I can pull up the blade again. The reason that I wasn't able to include more functions than the original model is because the original model uses driving rings to change direction, while here I just used the battery box to change direction of the motor, which I think is much more convenient since you can now drive multiple functions at the same time. For example, I can drive and lower the blades at the same time. Now let's put this lever in the other position. If we now switch it on, you can see the ripper tilt. Luckily it has a clutch mechanism, so if I just let it run, it's completely fine. Nothing breaks. And we can tilt it back as well. Now if we spin the dozer around, you can see the exact same pin mechanism here with the lift arm. We also have this lever once again for 2 more functions. And the motor switch is also accessible on both sides. If we put the lever back like this and use that one, we have a ladder that can automatically deploy and retract. It makes use of these 2 U-joints here, which is pretty unique, and it is tensioned down with a rubber band. There's a more detailed picture in the instructions as well. If you want to build this model, the instructions are available on Rebrickable when this video comes out. The ladder is then guided up by this small lift arm here. I will show this once again. And it just stays in place when it's at the top. The lever is in neutral again, and we can then put it to the front. Then we get raising and lowering of the ripper. Just like in the real dozer, you can tilt open the cap like this, which reveals the battery box, which is very easy to take out. You just disconnect this cable and pull up. And now we have the battery box out. You can easily replace it just with these 4 screws, which I absolutely hate because this was my first battery box with screws and I really like the clip system from before. So yeah, that's unfortunate, but overall I like the parts in this set a lot to build with. It's just as easy to put back. You put it back in, it locks in place, and you put the cable back in. And then you tilt the cabin forward again. I will also show you under the hood. There's a fake engine. If you pull out these axles here and here on the other side, you can lift up the hood and see the fake V12 engine. It doesn't actually move. While that was the original plan, that was unfortunately just not possible. The cabin is also very detailed with a screen here and the operator seat, which can even be adjusted. So now let's talk about the inner mechanics of this machine. If I turn it upside down, you can see it's a huge mess of gears. These two here at the back are driving rings for the tracks. If I now turn on the motor, you can see a bunch of gears start spinning. In this case, I decided to make the driving rings themselves not spin, only the gears driving them, since that was more convenient in this case. Let's now engage the track on the top. If we look a little bit deeper into this model, you can see the gearbox for the 4 other functions as well. Here are the other 2 driving rings. They are a little bit more hidden, but I can show you how each function is engaged. This, for example, activates the ripper, which is now all the way at the top. This activates the ladder, which goes through here to the front, all the way to the top of the machine on the inside, and then it goes backwards to the ladder. Here we have basically the same system, but this one goes to the linear actuators on the blade, and in the rear it goes through here. You can see some gears here moving as well. It controls the tilt of the ripper. This is what you should expect from quality-wise from the instructions. You start off with building the track frames in the first few steps. If you then skip ahead a couple hundred pages, you can see here, for example, we are building the operator seat. All the instructions are very high quality PDFs, and you get a digital model with it as well if you decide to buy it. Thanks for watching, and I hope to see you in the next video. Here's a little teaser for the next model that's coming. Here is a little preview of the next model that's coming up. I once again decided to build an alternate model for the 42100 Liebherr mining excavator. This is a tracked port crane with a gantry, so a truck can drive under it, for example.